Namaskar, this is Sujanya.news. We bring to you a very interesting topic today, a very dirty topic, a topic dealing with garbage. Garbage that has been generated over generations and has been lying in heaps around urban and suburban centers in Kolkata as well as the surroundings. Today we speak to Mr. Ramakant Barman of Greentech Environ Management Private Limited, who has taken it upon himself to get rid of this garbage and turn it into something that is much more useful. He also tells us how we can prevent this garbage from mounting up into mountains that, after all, affect our health as well as the water table underground. In conversation with Mr. Barman right now.
Mr. Barman, for the general person who would be viewing this video, they would not be knowing what is happening, what is legacy waste that you are tackling, right? So,
Okay. There are two. Yeah.
please, would you explain to them what is legacy
There
waste?
are two kinds of waste. One is fresh waste that is coming every day. The daily waste is fresh waste. And the waste that has been dumped at the dump site over a long period of time in the past, that is legacy waste. Legacy
Okay.
waste is the old dumped waste. Old dumped waste that is lying at the dump site like a mountain. The mountain, the dhapa which you see, that is
Okay.
legacy waste.
Okay. 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 So this has now become a problem for every urban center in the country, and
Yes.
also West Bengal. That anywhere you go, you will
Yes.
see that these mountains, heaps of waste lying somewhere or the other. So you have taken this task up to for a sustainable reduction of this waste. So, how is it possible? How can you make that possible, or how are you making it possible?
You see, National Green Tribunal has passed orders on
Okay.
management of legacy waste as well as fresh waste.
Okay.
So far as legacy waste is concerned, people earlier people were capping the legacy waste. Whatever mountain was there, they were putting greenery on the waste to show that
Mm-hmm.
okay, it has been converted into a playground.
Okay.
And people can go there, people can play there, and it's a beautiful place. The
Mm-hmm.
grass has been put on the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a beautiful place. But the
Mm-hmm.
question is NGT has raised, if you if you cap the cancer in your
Mm-hmm.
body,
Mm-hmm.
the cancer does not go. The cancer does not go. If you put a beautiful wrapping around the cancer, suppose in any part of your
Mm-hmm.
body you have cancer, and if you
Mm-hmm.
wrap it just with a beautiful piece of cloth,
Yeah.
so it does not mean that the cancer has disappeared. So the
Right.
cancer has to be operated upon. A surgeon has to operate upon the cancer so that you are cured. NGT has said that no, capping is not the solution. What is the problem with capping? When you're capping the waste, so whatever kitchen waste has been dumped, that kitchen waste has decomposed over a period of time. And due to that decomposition of the kitchen waste, wet waste, or biodegradable waste, leachate has been generated, leachate. And that leachate has seeped into the groundwater table. And that has been consistently and constantly seeping into the groundwater table, contaminating the groundwater. Groundwater is becoming toxic with the passage of time. So the NGT took the view that no, we cannot allow the people of our country to drink toxic water, to drink contaminated water. This water quality has to be improved. How will that be improved? The source of toxicity has to be taken care of. The source of this toxicity, which the legacy waste is causing, leachate from the legacy waste is causing, that has to be taken care of. That has to be operated upon. So what has to be done? This has to be biomined. Mining has to be done. Excavation has to be done.
Okay.
Leachate has to be dried. The leachate has not to be, should not be allowed any further. So an operation of the mountain of waste has to be done. So that is what NGT said. What is the second problem with legacy waste? Second problem is that when this kitchen waste, whatever you call it, when you dump it on the dump site,
Right.
it decomposes over time. Decomposition takes place.
Right.
And as a result of decomposition, a gas is generated automatically. That gas is methane gas. That methane is inflammable. And that gas, when it comes in contact with oxygen and sunlight, that it causes fire at the dump site. And that is why you can see fire and smoke at all the dump sites around the country. Not only in West Bengal, everywhere in the country, you will find the same situation, similar situation.
Yes.
So smoke is coming out. Now, smoke is coming out from where? When there is fire, dump site, the fire is burning multi-layered plastic, that is burning single-use plastic, that is burning normal plastic, that is burning fabrics.
Right.
Fabrics, plastic, paper, cardboard, and everything that is causing air pollution. PM 2.5 is going up. PM 10 is going up. In a city like London, if the particulate matter goes beyond PM 2.5 goes beyond 25, entire London is shut down. Entire London is shut down. Entire London emergency is declared. All schools, colleges, universities, vehicles, everything is closed. So the maximum tolerable limit of PM 2.5 in London is 25, not more than that.
Okay. But we don't have anything of that sort in India.
In a city of Delhi, you see, we are not conscious about pollution and its effect on human life and environment. We are not adequately conscious about it.
Okay.
We are living in poison. We have learned to live in poison. We are regularly having cardiovascular diseases because of pollution. We are regularly having acute respiratory infections because of pollution. We are regularly having cancers because of pollution. But there is no study, there is no data to support that. There is no study done. If a study is done, then you will find that there is a correlation between these various types of pollution and health hazard problems which we are facing in various cities and towns. So waste burning is a big issue, I'm telling you. At all the dump sites, if the old waste is there, if it remains there untreated for a longer period of time, so leachate will contaminate groundwater, and methane gas, when it will burn the plastic, paper, fabrics, cardboard, these things, then PM 2.5 will go up, PM 10 will go up. That will pollute the air of the city, of the town.
Right.
So the NGT said, no, this cannot be allowed to happen any further. You have to process this old dump site. You have to separate various fractions in the mixed waste. In the mixed waste, there is dry waste, there is kitchen waste, whatever kitchen waste was there. Through decomposition, it has already become organic fertilizer.
Okay,
Whatever
okay.
fabric, rubber, whatever is there. So that is there some mechanism. So that mechanism is biomining. That mechanism, and, and if any part of the waste still remains undecomposed, then that it will have to be decomposed through an artificial process. That is called adding bioculture to that. There may be some part of waste which is still, say, maybe wet, which may not have decomposed properly. So that will have to be decomposed artificially with the help of bioculture inoculum. So removing methane from the waste through the process of biomining, that is called bioremediation. You have to remove the methane in the material
Okay.
so that there is no fire. And you have to turn and churn the material so that whatever leachate is there, the leachate gets dried up through thermal evaporation process. So leachate is taken care of, groundwater contamination is taken care of. When we are doing biomining, when we are doing bioremediation, methane is released into the atmosphere. There is no fire.
Okay.
So air quality is taken care of. So air quality is better, water quality is better as a result of this process. This is how people will benefit as a result of bioremediation and biomining of legacy waste across the state and the country.
So what is, could you just explain what is biomining? What are you doing with all this waste? After all, it has to be sustainable. It has to be sustainable.
Like thermal, like mining, like any other mining, this is also mining activity. But in thermal coal mining, in iron ore mining, in stone mining, you have, in sand mining, you have uniform material. Material is uniform. In solid waste management mining, in a legacy waste mining, the material is not uniform. Kitchen waste is there, plastic is there, paper is there, fabrics are there, coconut shells are there, bottles are there, metal is there, lead is there, so many things are there. So it is a composite material. So when we are doing this composite material mining, this has been defined by National Green Tribunal as biomining. Biomining because there is biomass in that. Biomass is kitchen waste is being treated as biomass. So because of biomass being there in the material, in that composition, it has been called biomining. All the equipments and infrastructure used in this process are all mining equipments and mining equipments and mining and screening machines.
Right.
So it's like that. So segregating the fractions. Remove whatever fertilizer is there. You segregate that. Whatever combustible fraction is there.
Yes.
Because fabrics may be there, coconut shells are there, plastic, single-use plastic is there, multi-layered plastic is there, and value. It has calorific value. And that is why these materials are sent to thermal power plants, cement plants, or heating the boilers.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. Because
but doesn't that cause pollution? Doesn't it cause pollution at the power plant itself?
No, that will not cause you in power plant and in
thermal.
When you burn a single-use plastic or a multi-layered plastic on the roadside with your matchbox, it's not proper burning. That will create two gases, dioxin and furan. Dioxin and furan are carcinogenic.
Okay.
Cancer causing. But the beauty of it is that these carcinogenic gases do not survive at a temperature of more than 600. And in cement plants, and in power plants, these plastic items, this is called refused derived fuel. This is an alternative fuel. He has said this is an alternative fuel, and this alternative fuel has to be used by cement plants and thermal power plants. Law mandates this. So what is the gain? Because if you burn plastic, paper, all these things at a temperature above 800,
Okay.
nothing remains. There is no damage to
Right. Okay. 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 I was wondering how all this, I mean, we were not even aware that this is possible. This is, I mean, this is,
Yes, that is possible. That is why this is called, that is why this project is called waste to wealth project. What was a curse is becoming
yes,
a blessing for society. What was
right,
a curse that is being
right.
converted into blessing
Okay,
through this process of bioremediation and biomining of legacy waste. Organic
okay,
fertilizer was there
right.
as a result of decomposition
Hmm.
because organic fertilizer is trapped. Organic
Yes,
fertilizer is there because
yes,
whatever kitchen waste was there, that has already decomposed over the
right,
last 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. At some
right,
places, waste is lying for the last 40, 50 years. So
right.
whatever decomposition has taken place, because of that decomposition, organic fertilizer is already made. That only
Exactly.
has to be screened and separated, screened and segregated. And
Mm-hmm.
that agriculture and that fertilizer can go for farming, for
Mm-hmm.
horticulture, for landscaping,
Okay,
and many
okay.
other purposes. Organic
Mm-hmm.
fertilizer you have.
Right.
If you use this, you will have organic food,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which will have a very good value in the market. So waste is getting converted into wealth. Whatever plastic, paper, fabrics, all these items, whatever RDF you are getting from there, RDF
Right.
is getting used by thermal power plants and cement plants. They are
What is R-
mandated to use
what is RDF?
refused derived fuel,
Re-
alternative fuel. The plastic is called RDF.
Okay,
Plastic,
refuse.
fabric, coconut shells, this is collectively called RDF.
Okay, 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 okay,
Refused derived fuel. That is
okay,
fuel derived from refused material.
okay. That means a chips packet can also be an RDF.
Yes, yes, your chips packet, kurkure packet, chips packet, your ice cream packet, your
Okay,
flour
okay,
packet, dal
okay,
packet, everything is an RDF, and that
okay,
is being taken by cement plants and power plants for what? For heating their boilers.
okay,
Heating
okay,
their boilers. And
okay.
whatever steam is generated in the boiler, that
Hmm.
creates mechanical energy. That
Right.
mechanical energy gets converted into thermal energy.
Okay.
Thermal energy. Thermal energy gets converted, thermal heat. Heat energy gets converted into mechanical energy, and mechanical energy is getting converted into electrical energy. As simple as that.
Right. 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 Right.
So these plastics which were creating pollution for you, which were
Yes.
choking your lungs, which
Yes.
were causing cardiovascular disease,
Hmm.
which were creating stink in that atmosphere, in the neighborhood. Wherever one side you
Yes.
go,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
it's a
Yes.
stinking. It's a very foul
Yes.
smell, bad smell is coming. But when we are
Hmm.
processing it through our machines, through our infrastructure, through bioculture, that smell is also gone. Methane is handled, leachate is handled,
Yes.
smell is gone, foul smell is gone. The value of the
Hmm.
property in the neighborhood of the dump site will go up.
Exactly. 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 Exactly.
The value of the property there will go up. People will have a better life. People will
Hmm.
drink better water. People will inhale better air. So
Right.
but this is a marvelous project, and this will have far-reaching consequences on human health and environment.
Right. 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 Now, tell me, this was a challenge for you. So, how did you learn about this so much? So
You
far
see,
as I
I went
know,
to sing.
so far as I know, you are, and you are, you have uh, completed your education in economics.
Yes, but environment was also my subject. I
Okay,
have studied economics, but my optional subject was environment. So I
right.
was always passionate about environment. And when I was doing job in the central government, I had an
Okay,
opportunity to go to Singapore, and
okay,
I saw the waste management system there in Singapore.
right.
So when I came back to India, I tried to implement that, and it's a big business today.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So this is
right.
a very good business model. This is a very big business model, NGT is supporting that. Government of India through Swachh Bharat Mission is supporting that. Government of West Bengal through Nirmal Bangla model, Nirmal Bangla is supporting that. And you see, when we talk about London, London does not mean that you have to put up a clock tower, you have to put up a monument. London means you have to make the lives of people better. Whether we are having the life of the people of London. And through this process of bioremediation and mining of waste, this scientific management of waste in the state will definitely lead to better life for people living here. In that way, this will make the city London, city of Kolkata London, because we will inhale better air, we will drink pure water, purer water. So this will go a long way in making sure that Kolkata city becomes a London city.
No,
Betterment of human life.
How many such sites are you tackling right now?
We are doing bioremediation and biomining at 17 municipalities and one municipal corporation, Chandan Nagar Municipal Corporation. We are doing at Bakuda, we are doing at Sonamukhi, Kalna, Memari in Bardhaman. We are doing at Chandan Nagar and Chinsura in Hugli. We are doing at Barakpur, Titagarh, Panihati, Kharda. We are doing at Garulia, Hali Sahar, Kachrapada, Bhatpada. We are doing at Mahestala, Bajbaj, Diamond Harbour. So many places are there. You may say in whole of South Bengal we are active and we are doing it.
So how much is there an estimate of how much legacy waste there is in West Bengal, and how long would it take to, get rid of this?
It should not take more than 2 years. Within 2 years, some places may have very huge quantity. You see, we have the machines, we have the infrastructure, we can process the materials. Maybe within 2 years, entire legacy waste in the state can be processed. But the challenge is not there. After segregating the waste, you have to you have to sell fertilizer also. There have to be buyers of fertilizer. Otherwise, there will be another mountain of fertilizer. That mountain of fertilizer is not going to create any pollution. But that mountain of fertilizer has to be sold.
Yes, exactly.
To farmers,
exactly.
to farmers, to nurseries, to other people who may be interested in that material. So disposal of segregated fractions would really be a challenge. So this will have to be done in a gradual manner. If we put in heavy equipment, heavy machines, all we work day in, day out at all sites, okay, we can clear the entire dumps in the whole of a state within 1 year. But the problem would be you have to send the RDF to cement plant and power plant. Cement plants and power plants also have to agree to take so much quantity at farmers and artists take all this materials at a time. So this will have to be, I think, done in a gradual fashion over a period of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years max. So it will be a continuous activity. Because disposal would be a challenge, Processing, we have technology. We can process entire West Bengal legacy waste within 1 year. That is not a problem. But we will try to do that. Why we will try to do that? We will try to do that because if we have processed the waste, at least air quality and water quality contamination will be stopped. You understand what I mean to say?
Yes.
We will process it. We should process is the fastest. We should try to process it in the fastest possible manner. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because if the dump is there, water will continue to get contaminated.
Right.
And air will continue, groundwater will continue to get contaminated because of the leachate seeping into the groundwater.
Yes.
And because of the methane, because of fire at dump sites, because of methane emanating from the dump sites, there would be continuous fire, there would be continuous pollution. So human life would be worse. So both ways, air pollution and water pollution, both will make human life worse. So what do? Let us process the material. Disposal, can be done over a period of time. This is what I am trying to convince the urban development department. We should process the material in the fastest possible manner, so that the process of air contamination and the process of air pollution and the process of water contamination is stopped at the earliest.
Exactly.
Whatever materials have been segregated, because even if you have mountain of fertilizer, mountain of RDF, mountain of inert waste, that is not going to contaminate water quality. That is not going to contaminate air.
Yeah.
So you can dispose it over a period of time. So this model we are going to present to the authority. We have been trying to convince them. They are saying that, Mr. Barman, you do it slowly, because disposal would be a challenge. I am saying no, I will not do it slowly. I fast, so that air pollution and water contamination stops immediately. People have the right to better life, guaranteed by the Constitution of India.
So the main point should be segregation at the moment.
Segregation of different fractions in legacy waste.
Yes.
In the legacy waste, and as well as the fresh waste that is coming every day, and as well as the fresh waste that is coming every day, that has to be segregated at household level. All efforts have to be made so that the fresh waste that is coming every day, that has to be segregated. Kitchen waste separate, dry waste separate. Biomedical waste also has to be segregated. Biomedical waste means sanitary napkins, diapers, contraceptives, soiled linen items, soiled cotton items. So all these have to be separated, stored separately, handled separately, transported separately, and after they come to the dump site, they have to be treated scientifically, absolutely separate.
So that
the fresh waste does not become a legacy waste tomorrow. The fresh waste has to be handled. The fresh waste which comes in a segregated manner from households, that has to be handled. At the same time, whatever old waste is lying at the dump site, that has to be processed, so that air pollution and water contamination is stopped.
So that would be your message, that segregate at two levels. One is at the household level, and secondly, at the dump sites.
At the dump site, of course, both.
Right.
You have to segregate. Only if you segregate, you can process it properly.
Right.
Without segregation, you cannot send it to processing. How can you process a mixed waste?
Right.
Mixed waste processing would be very difficult.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Barman. Okay, and thank you,
sir.
for
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.